Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today is the day I've been looking forward to for a long time. I'm going to show you my spring and summer 2023 bug out bag system. Stay tuned, this should be a good one. Okay, so before we get into the gear here, I'm going to go ahead, as always, and show you my EDC and kind of what I carry on me every day. So first of all, as always, I got my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, chambered in 9mm with a We the People Kydex holster. I have the Streamlight TLR6 laser light combo on this pistol. My folding knife that I carry is the Spyderco Tenacious. I've had this for about 3 years, at least 3 or 4 years now. I have some ear pods for my iPhone, wallet, charger for my iPhone, got a pen, and as always, have my lighter. Okay, so now with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and before I break into my bug out bag, I'm going to show you some of the additions I made, some of the things that I swapped out for the new summer season. So first off, I have these ReadyWise meals. I haven't tried these yet, but what I noticed is that I found these at Walmart, and for some reason, I can't figure out why, these are like half the price of Mountain House. My original theory was that it's dehydrated, but it says that the meat product in here, the chicken, is freeze dried. So I'm assuming that pretty much everything in here is freeze dried. But I can't figure out why these are so cheap. But I'm gonna try them out. Plus they are heavier than like a standard like Mountain House meal. These are a little bit heavier, so this is 6 ounces, whereas this one is only 3.3 ounces. So not quite sure what's going on, but I'm excited to try these out. But yeah, like I said, I found these at Walmart, and they were only like a little over $5 a piece. So awesome deal compared to these, which are going for about almost $11 now. So I'll make sure to leave links in the description for all this stuff, but this is what I'm carrying in my bug out bag at all times, just for my main food sources. These 3 ReadyWise meals, and then 1 Mountain House beef stew meal. So the other addition I made, and this is all stuff that I came about. I actually did a kind of a mock bout, like a dry run bug out bag camp out a few weeks back, and there were a lot of things that I just noticed that I was completely missing from my kit, that I just never thought of putting in there, and then a bunch of stuff which I shouldn't have done, but I was robbing from my bag, which is like #1 cardinal sin of bugging out. You never want to rob stuff from your bug out bag, because what ends up happening is when it's time to actually, there's an emergency and you have to go out, you're going to be missing all that stuff, and it's usually like key stuff. So but this is one of the things. This is just some Ben's insect repellent. I just didn't have this in my kit at all, and when we were out there, we just got attacked with mosquitoes. So I went ahead, got some of this, and I keep it in my hygiene kit. The other thing I didn't have was a trenching shovel. I mean, I've always had this, but I just never had it as part of my bug out system. But because I'm kind of keeping all my bug out gear on my ATV, I'm going to be doing like another bug out video where I actually load all this stuff on my ATV and go to a predetermined bug out location. Stuff like this, which I probably wouldn't normally carry in my bug out bag just because it's just so heavy. but because I'm on an ATV, I can just strap this on there, and weight just isn't nearly you know, an issue as it would be if you're just on foot. So this is one of the things I added, and it's something that I definitely needed when we were out there doing that dry run. The other thing I added to my kit, and I've kind of gone back and forth on this, but is just a heavy duty, just a robust chopping knife, full tang chopping knife. Usually what I carry with me, and this isn't necessarily part of my EDC, but it is part of my bug out system, is just this small EC Azula 2 kind of a neck knife. But I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll just keep it on my neck, and other times I'll just keep it on my belt. But what I like about this knife is just it's really small. It's good for just kind of like fine carving type work, and it's super sharp. And it's just really lightweight and small, whereas this one is pretty heavy. It's a lot thicker. It's got a lot, you know, thicker spine on it, but it's just probably, you know, 3 times as heavy as the other one. So that's pretty much the main reason why I've gone back and forth with keeping this in my bag. But at the end, I just decided to keep it with me because it just didn't feel right to not have a big, you know, heavy duty full tang knife in my kit. So I went ahead and added this. The other thing I ended up swapping out for my old mess kit is this new mess kit here. And I'll leave in a link in the description on this one. I did a short video on this, but this is just kind of a small self-contained cook kit. So that basically has a lid, a pot, and a pan. And it came with a bunch of other stuff. It came with like a fuel stove and some bowls and stuff, but I pretty much got rid of that, all that other stuff, and just filled the inside of this pot with some cooking type stuff and cleaning type stuff. But this whole kit with the fuel stove and everything was under $20, so it was just a really good deal. I couldn't pass it up. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description where you can pick these up. But I'm excited to be using that. This setup on this run that I'm going to be doing. But inside here, I have a small sponge. I have some seasoning. This is just kind of some general like steak seasoning, meat seasoning. This is just basic salt. And then I have 3 instant coffees. I have 3 kind of like drink mix, orange drink mix. This is just a container of dishwashing liquid for, you know, after I'm done using it, I can clean everything up. And then I got 3 hot chocolate packets. And then I have 3 chicken bouillon cubes, and then a small spatula. So just some basic stuff that I, you know, think I might want to have in a bug out scenario. So there is that, and that is pretty much as far as like the new stuff. Oh, the other thing, and I've kind of gone back and forth on this, but this is the oh gosh, what was it? It's the Browning. I can't remember the make, but it's a Browning sleeping bag. It's a -20 Sub-Zero sleeping bag. Obviously, this is a bag that I did test it out in some pretty cold weather, and it did fine. You know, I wasn't like extremely warm, but you know, it was pretty cold outside. I mean, it was definitely in the teens when I tried this out, but it definitely, you know, it kept me, I was, you know, able to sleep through the night just fine. So it's not quite as warm of a bag as you might think, but it is a good bag. The only thing I swapped out was the carrying sack that it came with, and I swapped it out with this MTAC tactical gear compression sack. So I may or may not bring this with me on this bug out run I'm going to do. I'll probably just bring my Wooby because I have a tent, so So I think with just my Wobie and my tent, I should be fine. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I may take this just in case, but for right now, that is actually my only sleeping bag. And then, as always, this isn't, this is something that I actually catch a lot of grief for, but this is, when I talk about like my bug out bag type stuff, this is, under the assumption that this is like I'm bugging out and it's like a pretty low threat situation. If I was bugging out and I thought that it was like a high threat and I was going to be getting in some like, real dirty stuff out there, obviously I would be stepping up my caliber to like an AR platform or something like that. But for right now, I'm just bugging out. This is kind of just a survivalist excursion that I'm doing. So the 1022, in my opinion, is the perfect rifle for that. I have done some videos on this before, and what I keep in here, this is just a cheek riser with a pouch on the side, and I keep kind of a small basic little survival kit in here, but I have a lighter, I have a Swiss Army knife, I have this Zippo, kind of a spark plus tinder combo, I have a emergency Mylar blanket, and then a little razor blade. And that is pretty much that. And then I keep this paracord bracelet with a compass and a whistle kind of on the stock there as well. And then the extra ammo and the extra magazines I always just keep in my bug out bag. So go ahead and put that aside. Okay, so moving on, this is another kind of piece of my kit that I tend to kind of keep on and take off at times. This is just a basic IFAK kit that I keep on the back headrest of my truck, and it's just something that does work in conjunction with this bag. So I'm going to kind of keep it probably from now on with this bag set up, because I have another IFAK that I got that I'm just going to be keeping in my truck permanently. But I don't want to break too much into this kit. It's just kind of consists of basic medical stuff. There's kind of boo-boo kit type related stuff, but I have like 2 tourniquets in here. I have some compression bandages, compressed gauze, tape, all kinds of stuff. I have moleskin and all kinds of things in here to treat any level of wound that I might sustain in a bug out situation. This is always a key thing. I always talk about this, but keeping because I never see people doing this, but just keeping a red chem light with you, red glow stick, with your IFAKs or your blowout kits, trauma kits, is kind of critical, because what this red light signifies is trauma. So if you're in a situation, you're treating somebody or you need to be treated, and there's like mass casualties, or there are medical professionals in the area, if you snap this light, what this is going to indicate to them is that you are in dire need of medical treatment. So definitely, if you guys are putting together these kits, keep a red glow stick with you at all times with these kits. Very important. This here is kind of my navigation kit. It just basically has my binoculars, compass, maps, that kind of thing. The other thing I keep in here are just my most essential items that I would need to get to on foot. I can't stop, so it's just some stuff that I would need to access, but not have to be able to have enough time to stop. So I carry some granola bars in here, just like there's some snack stuff. I have a battery, a charger in here for my phone, kind of like some admin stuff. But flashlight, I carry my flashlight in here. I carry some pens. This is just an EC survival card in here. I carry extra mags for my pistol, and then I carry a Gerber multi-tool. And then I just have an extra battery for my Baofeng radio, and then some like earpiece and charging cables for my phone and for my Baofeng radio as well. So that is pretty much what I keep in this chest kit. Okay, so now getting into the main pack here. First of all, I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you what kind of pack this is. This is a Fact Track by Eberlestock. I liked this pack mainly because of the accessibility that it provides to my gear. So there's just a lot of different compartments to this bag that are pretty straightforward. So this would be like the admin pouch here. This pouch here is just like for whatever related products that you would need to access right away, as well as this pack up top. But everything cinches down really well. They have these pouches on the side, which I assume somebody might keep water bottles, but I just keep my Baofeng, my radio on this side, and then I keep my hatchet on this side. This here is just my bedroll. It's a thermarest. It's kind of a heavy-duty thermarest. One of the things that I actually did add to this kit that I forgot to show you when I was doing the add-ons is this repair kit. I've actually always kept this repair kit in here, but it's always just kind of consisted of like sewing kit. So there's just like different threads in here and some needles, but the one thing I just added was a vinyl kind of repair kit. So if I get a hole in, like say I get a hole in my thermarest here, I can repair it with this kit. So just an important thing to have. The other thing I added, I forgot to bring up, and this is pretty key actually, is some marking tape. So if, especially if you're trying to coordinate with other people during a bug out situation and you're already out on foot, let's say, but they're gonna meet you and maybe you went off track, you would keep this marking tape as just kind of an indicator as to like where you are, and it's just gonna help you and others navigate in like a forest type environment. So pretty important. This is just something that was recommended from another channel, and I just thought it was like a really good idea to keep, just as a way of signaling other people, especially if you get lost. So really important, and this stuff's cheap. You can get a roll of this for like like $2. So I keep some cleaning wipes, glow stick. This here is just a flashlight / little lantern. It's for my tent, but I can hang this up in my tent and it will just kind of light up the whole inside of the tent. So the other thing I did, and this is kind of something that's important to do, is just for those of you who have Bugout Bag setups and you have like a lot of different electrical components, to kind of make sure that you go through like at least every 3 months or so and test to make sure the batteries are still good, and swap out, refresh the batteries at least every 6 months. So I just went ahead and did that with all the flashlights and electrical components that I carry in here. Again, like I said, this is just an admin pouch, so I just kind of have some pens right in the rain pads. I have an extra folding knife right here. I have a knife sharpener in here. The other thing I carry in here are these are like caffeinated jelly beans. So if I'm on foot at night, I need to stay up, I can kind of just stay alert and stay energized with these without having to make like a cup of coffee or something. Then I just have some almonds and some hand warmers in here, and that is pretty much, oh yeah, and then the other thing I actually carry in here is some cash. So I have some cash, just basic 20s. I got about $100 that I carry in here at all times. I think I always forget to mention that when I do this kit, and believe, you know, hopefully it's kind of one of those things that I hope I forget about, because otherwise I'm going to end up definitely looting my own cash supply in here if I need money. So all right, so heading up to this pouch here. I used to kind of always designate these top pouches as like my fire kit, but I have another fire kit that I just keep in my main pouch now. So in this pouch I have a small medical kit, and this has kind of some more specialized type medical stuff in here. So I have some like tooth repair, so if like a filling gets out or I crack a tooth, I have a means of fixing my tooth from this kit. What else do I carry in here? Some more moleskins, just if I'm on foot, you know, it's just a good thing to have if you get blisters on your feet. It's just a life total game changer. The other thing I keep in here is this Eton hand crank radio, AM, FM, and I think you can get the weather frequency on there as well. And then this is just a kind of a big emergency blanket. Actually, it acts as like a tarp too for shelter. And then this is just a small knife sharpener. You can also sharpen like fishing hooks with this, and sharpen just like, you know, different arrowheads. You can do precise sharpening. I can sharpen my saw with this if I need to. That is that for in there. And also I keep this blinking light. This is just an indicator light. So I've talked about this in other videos, but the reason I keep these lights on here is in case, you know, me and my family are all on foot. This is just a way to keep tabs on everybody, and everybody has their own color, so we know where everybody is. If it's a low light, you know, or a dark situation, we can just keep a really strong visual on each other, so we don't get separated. I should probably mention this. You just see this patch and you're probably just thinking I just have some cool patch here, but this is actually an IR patch, which means that it can be seen with like infrared. So you can't see it, it stays subdued in any other type of, you know, to the eye. But if, let's say, I got separated from my pack at night and I'm looking for it, I could just put some infrared on, and this would just, you know, show up like a beacon, so it just stand out really strong. So that's why I have that patch there. Okay, so like you've already seen, this is just the meals that I keep in here. I kind of just wanted to show you how I keep everything packed in this pack. It is a little tricky. I've had to kind of go through a lot of different formats of how I arrange everything in here. So but I have it pretty down packed and know how everything fits in here now. So like I said, you've already seen that. That's the food. Here's the knife that I've added. I have a roll of paracord in here. This here is my hygiene kit. So I have my toothpaste, dental floss, soap. So I got some tweezers and some basic medication in here. Some toilet paper, stuff like that. This here, like I already showed, is my new mess kit. And then this here is kind of my water system. So this is a 40 ounce, I always forget the ounce on these, but this is a 40 ounce clean canteen. And then this here is an MSR ceramic filter. And these work in conjunction with each other, where I can screw this canteen onto this filter, and then I would throw this tube into my water source, into a creek or something, and pump, and the water just goes, you know, gets filtered and goes straight into here, and keeps everything nice and clean and separate from each other. So I do like this combination. You know, it is, I guess, kind of big for a water, you know, a water kit. I could go with a smaller filter, but the reason why I went with this is I can produce water really fast, but the main reason is because this ceramic just makes the water taste a lot better. So if you're, the only access to water you have is like really dirty, murky water, like something like a Life Straw, yeah, it's gonna probably get the impurities, you know, the toxic stuff out, but it's gonna taste like hell. So but if you have a nice ceramic filter, obviously you're gonna be paying a lot more money for one of these. It is good in the long run because you're gonna be drinking a much better tasting water with this. And then here I just have my poncho, which also can act as a shelter. This here is a shelter, just a camouflage multicam shelter. It also has the mylar back, so it's can provide like a reflective, it's like a reflective tarp as well, so it'll keep you warm. Here I just have a roll of rope for whatever, if I have to like string an animal up, or just build shelters, or whatever. Here is my Bugout Laplander. I use this all the time for processing wood and making shelters. This here is a whole change of clothes, and yes, it is all camo because I figure, you know, my thinking is that if I'm bugging out, I'm going to be wearing like civilian, just basic clothes. So my change of clothes, I'm going to want to give myself the option of camouflage if, you know, if there's a situation where you know, just concealing myself is going to be something I need to do. I have that option, so I just make my change of clothes camouflage for that reason, so that at least I have the option of concealing myself if I need to. I have these sealed up in a Food Saver vacuum seal bag, but as you can see, it's, I guess it's lost its seal. I think I was using the cheap knockoff bags, and that's why they lost their seal. But I have a pair of socks, change of underwear, pants, and a warm shirt in here, and a t-shirt in here. So full change of clothes. This here is like a hunting kit, so hunting, fishing. So I have lots of different fishing line, hooks, weights, swivels, all that stuff. I have a bunch of wire here for making snares, also for like perimeter alarms, stuff like that. I got a couple of fish yo-yos in here. I got some fishing lures, and then of course I have a ton of snares, so on different size snares. So I won't break into this because it's really hard to get all this stuff back in, but that is what this is. It's just a fishing hunting kit for procuring food. And then, well, I guess this isn't the last thing, but this is my fire/cook kit. So I have matches, lighters, fire steels. I guess I'll just kind of open this up, but I have these heavy duty stormproof matches. These are like the extra big ones. If you can't start a fire with one of these matches, you're doing something wrong. This here, yeah, lighter. These are some fire tinder that I make myself. This here is an Espit foldable stove. What I like about these is it's just really quick, and one of these fuel tabs will boil a cup of water. So if you're on the run, you don't have time to make a big fire, but you need to heat up, you know, say like a cup of coffee, this is like the perfect stove for that. I'll leave it, like I said, I'll leave links in the description for all this stuff. I did do a short video a while back. It was like at my local sporting goods store, and they were selling these, not the Espit ones, but you know, they're pretty much made the same. It's just kind of an off brand, but you could get one of these stoves for like $3, and then the a 12 pack of fuel tabs for $2. So it was a crazy deal. So I'm tempted to go back there. I bought like 3 of them, but I'm tempted to go back there and just buy them out because it's so cheap. This here is just some tea candles. This here is just some foldable like silverware. Got a fork, knife, spoon, that kind of thing. And then obviously, and then I have my stove. And this is what I do, the bulk of my cooking. So this works in conjunction with this mess kit here. But I just love these foldable stoves. This is just a knockoff brand, but it works just as fine. But it's all stainless steel, and I use them all the time. Reason being, it's just kind of a good way to cook your food. You're not going to be producing a lot of smoke with these types of stoves. And, you know, if all of a sudden you got to go, you can put the fire out really quick because it's just a small contained fire. So, and because, you know, it's a stove, the, you know, your fuel is just, you have an abundance of fuel if you're out in the woods because it just requires sticks. You just feed it sticks and it will cook your food. So. All right, moving into this top pouch here, I have some gloves, just like some tactical shooting gloves. I have just kind of like a balaclava, but I actually just keep these in case it gets really cold at night. I'll put this on. It keeps my head warm. And then in here, like I said, I just keep some extra mags for my 10-22, as well as a small brick of 22 ammo. I have a beanie, and then this here is a Streamlight headlamp. And then last but not least, I have a shemagh. So that is pretty much it. And then, I don't know, let's see, on the front of this pack, I keep, switch this around, I just keep this is another Streamlight. Obviously I like Streamlight, I've been using them for a long time. It's just a good, definitely a good brand of light. But I keep this Streamlight Polytac flashlight, and it just hooks onto this D-ring here, and then clips onto this strap, so I can kind of keep the area in front of me lit up while I'm walking. And that's pretty much it. I don't carry anything on this belt here. I keep it pretty clean, but I do keep these D-rings and stuff on here just as the option. I'll show you once I do. When I go up into the to my bug out location, I'm gonna kind of show you how I keep everything set up, because I like to just hang my bag, my bug out bag, and especially my admin pouch from trees, and that's why I like having these D-rings, because it allows me to hang stuff from trees. So that is pretty much that. Okay, so here is all my bug out gear, my bug out bag strapped to my ATV. This is pretty much how I'm gonna have it configured here. So as you can see, I pretty much got everything on there, and everything's pretty much strapped down with bungee cords. Over here, this is actually a holder for my cell phone. I'll keep this in there. And then I have like an Onyx map app that I kind of navigate with. Here's my trenching shovel. This is my tent. It's kind of like a canvas scout tent you'll see in the next video. And then here I have my survival axe. And then of course my 10-22. And I'm pretty much ready to go. This ATV does allow you to attach a trailer. I do have a small trailer, but it's not really meant to be towed very long distances. It's mostly just like a wagon that I can attach here. I'll probably be bringing it with me because I have to bring some kind of unrelated equipment like camera stuff when I do the bug out video. So anyways, yeah, that is pretty much what my ATV looks like. with all my bug out gear on it. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed my bug out bag video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a mock bug out video. It's basically going to be a solo overnight at my bug out location, so make sure to look for that. That's pretty much it. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up this video. And until the next one, stay prepared.